So, sexual union is called Fang Zhong Shu, the art shu, in the middle of the bed chamber, the art of the bed chamber. You know, in the same way they have the art of cooking or the art of war. Yeah, I mean, you know, sex is a kind of cooking, yeah? It's a kind of cooking with two magic ingredients, which are so powerful they can produce a new being. And of course, it's how to mix the yin and the yang, how to harmonize the yin and the yang. So sex was seen as an extremely powerful way, to be frank, either to harmonize the yin and yang or to mess up the yin and the yang. Because if sex is not fulfilling or exhausting, which is usually the case in, let's call it bad sex, unfulfilling for the woman and exhausting for the man, then that is in no way the harmonizing of yin and yang. And in fact is a disharmony of yin and yang, and will lead to particular problems in the woman, especially frustration, and in the man, especially exhaustion. So already I've made a split between man and the woman, because the sexual process is very different for a man and a woman. And in a way, sexual union is the marrying of opposites. It is the marrying of opposites. So, therefore, the Chinese thought it was important to have texts and pictures about the whole process. And in the same way that these pictures are basically for solo meditative practices, the Chinese had what, for lack of a better expression, you might call tantric practices, where the union of the man and the woman was essentially for sexual healing. Sexual healing. Sex is has a massive potential for healing, to the point where the Chinese have texts, and one of the texts, this is also the name of a text, He Yin Yang, He meaning harmonizing yin and yang, meaning harmonizing the man and the woman, to the point where through sexual union, with so many different positions that are possible, with so many different how to put it, numbers of penetration, speed of penetration, depth of penetration, all these the Chinese studied in their usual exhaustive way. Yeah, so so there are positions which are helpful for the kidney, positions which are helpful for freeing the blood and qi, positions which are helpful to tonify the lungs, and all of this. Yeah, it is genuinely a sexual healing, and it's a big study. And my aim here is simply, number one, to present that idea to you, and to show that it is massively connected with the liver, because the liver meridian, number one, it stores and releases blood. And there is no proper sex without the proper storage and release of blood, not only for a woman, but also for a man. Because this area here of the genitals is the area that the liver encircles, and in fact the liver and the gallbladder both come to this area here. The liver and gallbladder meridians come to this area here. So the proper functioning of the liver is helped by fulfilling sexual union. This, by the way, the He Yin Yang, comes from, I'll mention this now because we're going to mention it later today, a place called Mawang Dui in China, and I think it was in 1972. It's worth Googling Mawang Dui, and see what comes up, because there was a tomb in Mawang Dui. 3 tombs, actually, both the tombs for the Duke and his son had been grave robbed, but the tomb for the Duke's wife was intact, and they opened it in 1972. There was a big thing in National Geographic at the time, and in the tomb they found a lot. They found the earliest medical manuscripts. Yeah, this is from, I think, 168 BC, so 2,000 years ago. Found the earliest medical manuscripts. They found the earliest sexual texts. Yeah, He Yin Yang is a sexual cultivation text, you want to call it that. They found an early copy of the I Ching, the Book of Change, or the Tao Te Ching, the Book of the Way and its virtue. Yeah, all the early classics, which is cool to find it. It's like a time capsule, yeah, that was opened at that time. And very importantly, they also found a funeral banner, which we'll be studying later, showing the Hun and the Po and their separation after death. We'll probably be finishing that today. So these are very early ideas from the Han Dynasty, 200 BC, showing what their interest was. And the interest is in health and in harmony and mutual benefit. And sometimes in what you can only call sexual vampirism, where basically the man's trying to grab the yin from the woman. Yeah, you can't pretend that sometimes is not a part of this story. And another thing to say is that a lot of these texts, and I think I have some of them, I must have given them to you. Yeah, the classic of Sunu, let's look at that. I didn't put it here? Okay. Let's just stick with the text for the moment. Another text is called the Sunu Jing. Jing is a classic, and Nu is a woman. Su means essential. The essential, the pure, the classic of the essential woman, the classic of the pure woman, or something like that. Sunu Jing. This is a classic where Sunu is teaching the Yellow Emperor about sex. And that's another very major thing, is that it's the guys who need teaching. It's quite clear. It's the guys who need teaching because, basically if they ejaculate too quickly, then it's all over. So a lot of it is about endurance, how to get better sexual endurance or performance, if you like. Yeah, a lot of it is about that. And also about the dangers of ejaculation and sometimes of over-ejaculation, and sometimes, as I said, the dangers of ejaculation in itself. Certainly, if your kidney Jing is low, you should not ejaculate. Or if you do, you will weaken yourself further. And the other problem is that if the man ejaculates early, then there's no way that the woman will be satisfied. And we'll see some texts about that. Okay. Here we have a picture I took from Mantak Chia's book, just because I wanted to show it shows nicely this whole microcosmic orbit here going up, and the kind of the union here. And also the obvious thing, the union is made between the sexual organs here, below, and also here. And these are very important areas also in these pictures here. The whole area down here, where we have the water wheel and the first of the three passes, and the area here, the area up here. And these areas were called the Bridge of Birds, the Bridge of Birds. What does it mean, the Bridge of Birds? And there is a lower magpie bridge and an upper magpie bridge. Bridge of Birds or the Bridge of Magpies. And I'm sorry, I see I didn't put that term in your handout, I apologize. But here we have it, the Bridge of Birds. The Bridge of Birds comes from an old story. And the old story is the love story between the ox boy and the weaving maiden. Yeah? The little boy and girl here. They become man and woman here. It's a love story. Actually, it's a kind of Romeo and Juliet love story. because they're from the other. He's from the other side of the tracks. Yeah? He's from the wrong side of town. Actually, he's from the wrong side of the universe because she is the Queen of Heaven's daughter. Yeah, the most perfect, beautiful daughter, and of course the pride and joy of the King and Queen of Heaven. And she goes on a trip down to Earth with her maidens and goes bathing in the river. And he is in the field ploughing with the ox when he hears the girly laughter down in the stream, so he takes a peek and steals her clothes. Why wouldn't you? And so begins their relationship. And she, of course, realizes that he's actually, although he's a peasant earthling, he's really hot. And he's honest, and he's true, and, all of those things which the heavenly guys are just not. So they fall in love. And they fall in love, but of course their parents are really not pleased with her choice of man. How is this peasant guy going to be the future king of heaven? That doesn't sound good at all. So they forbid them to see each other, and in fact they keep trying to see each other, so eventually they're banished to two stars, which I think are Altair and Vega, which are either side of the Milky Way. Either side of the Milky Way. So here's the girl, here's the boy, here's the wild river of the Milky Way, and there's no way they can meet. The king, who has a softer heart than the Queen of Heaven, says, "Oh, come on! Let's let them meet at least one day of the year." So the Queen says, "Yeah, okay, that's a good idea," because she knows there's no way they will be able to meet. But on the 7th day of the 7th month, which is the night for lovers, the day and night for lovers in China, there must be, on the 7th day of the 7th month, there must be, if you go to Chinatown, there must be something happening about this story. The birds come to their rescue. Yeah, and here they are. Here are all the magpies in the world. Magpies, I think, maybe because they're kind of black and white. Yeah, yin yang. And they come in their thousands and thousands and thousands, and they create a bridge. Yeah, they create a bridge. So they create a bridge between them so that they can meet. So some beautiful story of the meeting of lost lovers, and this, I think, must be later on in their relationship because he's carrying their two kids. Yeah. And here he is. Yeah. Hi, honey, I'm home. Yeah, there he is. And so, this is a story about the reunion of the perfect yin and the perfect yang, the perfect boy and the perfect girl, which is a story of sexual union, and which is a story of the union between heaven, the girl, and earth, the boy, and which is a story also of the reunion of yin and yang in you, because these places, this story was taken, because this is full of stories and images, by this way of seeing things. And there is a lower bridge of birds, or in Chinese, jie jiao. Jiao is a bridge, and jie is the magpies, the birds, the lower bridge, the lower magpie bridge, which is at the area of the perineum and in the sexual area. And there is the upper magpie bridge, which is at the area of the mouth, yeah? The place of embracing and kissing, yeah? Kissing here and sexual union below. These are the places of exchange, even exchange of fluids, if you want, between lovers. But they're also the place of exchange in you, between your sea of yin, which is the renmai, and your sea of yang, which is the dumai. Yeah, the du and the ren meet, or put it differently, The Hui Yin, Renmai 1, is sometimes called the union with the Renmai, the Du-mai, and in fact the Chong-mai, the union of the Ren, Du, and Chong. It's not just Renmai 1. Yeah. It's Hui Yin. Hui Yin means a meeting, a reunion deep in the Yin, of the Yin, for the Yin. And it is the Yin that is able to give rise to the Yang, remember. Yeah. So this area here, the area where the liver meridian encircles, is this lower magpie bridge. Let's look at that one first, maybe. So here we have it. It's this area here, and this is the area that it's possible to control. Now, this is one view of this picture. Here you have the wild Sea of Kan. The Sea of Kan. Remember this trigon? We didn't really look at it, but the trigrams like this of Kan, which is of water and of danger. Here's the wild sea, which kind of is a sea of passion, if you want to put it like that. And here is the means of control, which is these water wheels, which you can paddle in order that the Jing doesn't go outward, but actually goes upward to nourish the brain. Yeah. So this is a point of control. This is the area of Renmai 1, which is the place where it's possible to control the muscle. I'll talk more about that later. I just want to give you this area here. This is called the yin-yang mysterious water wheel. Notice the yin-yang. Yin-yang, Xuan. Xuan is the darkness, the mystery of life. Cha-chi, the water wheel, which can raise the water from the valley floor up to the terraces to irrigate the different places. Yeah, it's a clever invention of the Chinese, because the water's down in the valley, but you want the water on the terraces and your paddy fields. Yeah. Okay, so this is a major point of control. Let's leave it at that for the moment. We'll come to it. If we look at it here, again, sorry, I didn't give you this picture, but this is a picture, a modern picture actually, of the so-called microcosmic orbit, with the pass at the sacrum, behind the heart, at the level of the occiput, the baihui, the 100 meetings at the top. Here is the upper dantian inside the head, which can be accessed from yin tang, the extra point. Here is the upper magpie bridge, Here, unusually, sometimes can be linked with the nose and sometimes with the mouth. Yeah, the place where the qi comes in, or the place where the food and drink comes in. What's important is that there are holes. Yeah, there are holes. The mouth is a big hole, and the vagina is a big hole, a big cave. A cave is able to receive something. Yeah, it's able to. There is a split in the circle of the Ren, the Du-mai. Put it slightly differently. Here we have the Du-mai going up and coming here to the mouth, and here we have the Renmai. So there are two places, here and here. This is the lower magpie bridge. This is the upper magpie bridge. Which are the places of sexual union. Shan Che Jiao, the upper magpie bridge, which is very well represented here. This line here is the Renmai, that's the Renmai, and here is the Du-mai. Here we have a nice picture of it here, in the coloured version. Now you can see quite clearly what's going on in this place. Here, this is the Renmai. Yeah, it says Renmai here, this kind of rainbow effect here. And here is the Du-mai, And when do you get a rainbow? You get a rainbow when you have sun and rain. Sun, yang, rain, yin. Yeah, a kind of perfect blending of the two. So here you have the yang of the Du-mai and the yin of the Renmai coming up, in my 23, 24, and then disappears into the mouth. The ren and the dumai unite in the mouth. They unite in the mouth. So that's very important to this pool here, And here you can see quite clearly the stream of water, the trickle of water coming down into the mouth. And of course, in sexual union, there is a sharing of the fluids in the mouth. So deep and intimate sharing. Down below, with the penis and the vagina, and up above, with in the mouth and with the tongues. And this area is also called here, Shang Gu Chuan, the fountain of the upper valley. The fountain, or the spring might be better, the spring of the upper valley. And this whole question of the valley is the place of yin, the place where the place of the receiving of fluids. So the vagina is a valley. It's a valley. And in fact, when we have a point like kidney 10, kidney 10 is called in Chinese Yin Gu, which means the valley of yin. The Yin Valley. And the next point after kidney 10 is going to be kidney 11. There's no points here. It's going to be here. Right here. And the yin in Chinese can mean the vagina, and the yin can mean even the penis, because the yin of the man. I know it's very yang, but it's also yin. It's hidden. It's the private parts. So the valley of yin means kidney 10, what we call kidney 10, which is the valley of yin, and is the water point on the kidney meridian, is watering, irrigating, purifying, even fertilizing this area here, the urogenitary area. So this point here, so this idea of the valley, I just wanted to use this idea of the valley. I think Bob Flores did a book, didn't he, called Fire in the Valley. Fire in the Valley. It's about inflammation in that area there. Shanggu Chuan, fountain of the upper valley here, and the lower valley down below. Here's the classic of Sunu Jing. Okay, let's talk more about sexual union. Sexual union is sometimes called the play of clouds and rain. The play of clouds and rain. Rain, of course, being the letting loose of the sperm, and the clouds and rain being there for the fertilization of the land. And other terms that we have, interesting, we have the shen here. Shen Feng. Shen Feng, literally spirit wind, is a Chinese term for orgasm. It's a wind, a wind that would take you to the realm of the Shen. Shen Feng. But notice the wind, and the wind is related to wood and to the liver. And it's the liver, and the stimulation of the liver, and the joining of the two liver energies, which has such a lot to do with this, the raising of the energies, through yin and yang, through man and woman, to the area which is not yin or yang, but which is beyond yin and yang, which is the level of the shen. That's a good way the Chinese see it. Through yin and yang, you reach, through yin and yang blending, there is the yin and the yang are no longer yin or yang. They are beyond yin and yang. They have reached the place where yin and yang comes from. Just to put it in the way we did before. Yin and yang, if yin and yang come together, there's only one place they can be. If they truly come together, the only place they can be is here, which is the place of the Tai Chi, or the Tai Yi. Two comes from one. And when the two become one, then the woman is neither yin nor yang, and the man is neither yin nor yang. Or they are yin and yang. And if you're yin and yang, then you're at this transcendent level. So it's an interesting way that the Chinese put this. So reaching the level of the shen through sexual union. Key to this is what is called the zongjin. The zongjin. Zongjin is the ancestral muscle. The ancestral muscle. which is an awkward term. What does it mean? Well, on one level, it's the ancestor of all muscles. It's the ancestor of all muscles. It's the essential muscular power in the body. And sex is a workout.